Hello everybody, it is your boy Noah, aka Macca Football, the channel that brings you nearly daily football content straight to your screens. And today, we're back with another banger. Now, I'm sorry this video came out one day later than it should be, but don't worry, because we are still predicting every single game, the score, the tactics, the goal scorers of Game Week 11 in the Premier League. I'm so excited. There are some absolute bangers of the games, such as Manchester United versus Manchester City. But without further ado, let's get straight into it. On to Southampton playing at home against Aston Villa. And currently, Dean Smith's future, I'm not going to lie, it does look a bit in doubt. And personally, I do understand that. I mean, look, they haven't had the best start, to be quite honest with you. And I'm not so sure he is the right man to take them to the next level. I mean, when you look at some of the players they have, Danny Ings, Emi Martinez, Emi Buendia, Bailey, you just think you should be pushing for top 8, and it doesn't look like he can guarantee that with the squad. So personally, I get someone in like Fonseca, or I try hijack an Eddie Howe deal. Both teams do have great attackers, whether it's Borgia and Armstrong or Danny Ings and Bailey. This will be a great game, and I'm going to say it will be 1-1 with a Danny Ings goal on his return to St Mary's. Already this early in the video, we are talking about the game everyone will be advertising on social media, and it's Manchester United versus Manchester City. And personally, I just don't feel scared at all for the game. I mean, we always play well against City, and Ollie, he has played against them many times and beat them most of the times. So it shows that maybe, potentially, the tactics won't be an issue, and that's the one big problem I do have with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Ronaldo, I think we definitely need to talk about him. He is on the form of his life, scoring a banger nearly every single game. I mean, look at his goal against Atlanta. If you've not watched the highlights or you didn't watch the game, go and watch the highlights right now. Outside the box volley on the goalkeeper's side as well. It was an absolute crazy goal. And I've got to thank him, because I don't want to admit it, but he has saved Ollie's job. Now, we'll know if that's a good thing in future time, but I've always been an Ollie in, and I don't plan to change that. But I do have one question for you guys and for myself, and that is, can Ronaldo, keep that form up against the best defence in the league? I mean, Diaz, Kyle Walker, John Stones, Cancelo. Only time will tell, to be honest. But speaking about Manchester City, they've recently lost to West Ham, then drew to Brighton, then absolutely smashed Club Brugge. So what the feeling I'm kind of getting from that is you honestly don't know what you're going to get with City. So I do think there could be a couple of potential surprises, and I'm going to say 2-1 to United, because Ollie knows how to beat Cities, as I did. He knows the tactics, and it won't be an issue. Also, scorers will be Ronaldo, Bruno Fernandes, he'll go back on form, and Grealish for the City boys. On to Brentford playing at home against Norwich. Now, at the start of the season, when you think of this game, you think, not going to watch that, boring. Both teams would just be scrapping to for points to not get relegated, but now, looks like an easy game for Brentford. Norwich have no chance. I mean, look, Norwich, they have been known for being a yo-yo club, and I'm not going to lie, if they keep Favre as the manager, it will stay like that. Just sack the man. I do think that there should be loyalty between a manager and an owner, but when it gets this bad, you need someone who's managed in Europe, so they know what to expect against teams in the Premier League, the best league in the world. And Favre, he just isn't it. So I personally sack him. But yeah, their squad actually is good. So if Favre does have the tactics, because obviously they've played Brentford a bit more than the other PL teams, seeing as they were both in the Championship last season, I do potentially think Norwich could pull off a surprise. Just looking at it, let's be honest, Brentford are going to win. I mean, I do actually have a prediction though, and I do think Sergi Canos will be the mastermind behind this win. He's very, very good on the ball and creative. He scans the whole entire pitch looking for options, and we've seen that multiple times in the Premier League where he's had just magnificent magnificent games. So yeah, 2-0 Brentford. On to Chelsea playing at home against Burnley. I do think this will be a great match, and usually it actually is, so I probably will be watching this. And I'm not sure how badly Burnley are going to play. I mean, you never know what you're going to get with Burnley. What we've seen from them so far, they've pulled off a very, very impressive win against Brentford. But other than that, haven't really got that many points. Been in the relegation zone for most of the Premier League, and have consistently been getting losses and draws. So, I mean, you don't know what you're going to get with Burnley, but recent form, they've done decent. They could possibly play with a back five, because, you know, Chelsea, they've just got some stacked attackers, but I'm actually going to predict for Burnley to be a bit more attacking than usual. Also, I'm looking forward to see Werner. You know, I know that at the best of times, he hasn't been there. He is a meme for most people for missing open shots. But I just have a feeling he's going to have a good match. You know, Lukaku, he won't be on the South bench because he's not able to play. So I feel like not having that pressure on your shoulders will help him a bit. And I definitely think we will be seeing him get a goal. Or potentially two. I mean, how... I don't know. The future will tell. I'm going to say a shock 1-1 draw with obviously a Werner goal and a Cornet goal. I mean, best player of Burnley all time. I mean, what player actually contends with Cornet? What a baller, what a baller. On to Crystal Palace playing at home against Wolves, and this will actually be a very, very hard game to predict. I'm not sure who I'm leaning at a bit more. You know, Crystal Palace, looking at them, they did just beat Manchester City 2-0. I watched that game. Crystal Palace were magnificent. But on the same side, Wolves, they did beat Everton 2-0. And you look at Wolves, they've got some cracking players. They've got a great manager in Rafa Benitez. So it was a very, very good win for them, you know. Jimenez scored and he does look to be back. But is he ready to be scoring consistently in and out of every single game? I don't think so yet. Personally, I just think he has missed so much of time being injured with that head injury that it would just take him a lot of time to get back into the speed of things. Crystal Palace have been very, very good at scoring, and I'm worried Wolves won't be able to keep up. You know, we have seen glimpses of talent with Wolves, you know, being a very, very quick-paced side, but usually they like to build from the back, you know, do a bit of a passing thing, and if Crystal Palace, if they're pressuring, I do think Wolves could potentially be in trouble. In a matchup like this, Crystal Palace, they're just too good on the ball. I mean, look at Conor Gallagher, look at Michael Elise, Wilfried Zaha, Eze. Wolves won't be able to keep up with that. 3-1 to Palace, with man of the match being Elise. I mean, he was playing so well against City, and I just think he can keep it up. On to Brighton playing at home against Newcastle, and every week I watch Brighton. I believe more and more they're going to get Europe. Honestly, they've pulled off some fantastic scores, but, you know, looking at Newcastle, yuck. Other than the owners coming, really, they've just gotten worse. I mean, look, they're in 19th place in the Premier League. They're in the relegation zone. That's not supposed to be Newcastle. Now I understand really why the Newcastle fans are happy, because they don't want to be relegated. So I do think this is a very, very important game for Newcastle. As I did say, they are 19th, and a surprise win at the Annex could be a massive stepping stone to survival. Obviously, Basuma, he is back for Brighton and will only make Brighton better. I don't believe Newcastle have the players to be a sort of tiki-taka fast-paced team like Brighton, and will end up making themselves look a bit stupid. 1-0 with, of course, a Morpé goal. On to Arsenal playing at home against Watford, and I'm predicting this game to be surprise of the week. So that obviously means the game which, of course, not many people are going to watch, not many people are really going to care about, but it will be a very, very entertaining game. Arsenal currently looking very, very clinical and are actually in 6th. I mean, that's decent for Arsenal. They came 8th, and then the season before that, this wasn't the final placement, but I remember for months. They were sitting around like 14, 15, 16. They are now playing a newly promoted team from the Championship. Looking at it like that, on paper, should be easy for Arsenal, but I do not think it will be that easy. Watford can score goals. I mean, we saw it a couple of weeks ago versus Everton. 5 goals they scored against Everton. Their defence is rock solid, Everton, and they scored 5. They can't be sleepy in this match. They have to be very, very tight. I'd play a back 5 if I were them, and then maybe play two strikers. I'd probably give Emmanuel Dennis a start, and I'd definitely give Joshua King. Scored a hat-trick against his old club, Everton, which didn't treat him right, and I'm happy he's back in the Premier League and he's back on form. But I'm going to say a 3-2 win for Arsenal, with a Emile Smith-Rowe double. On to Everton, playing at home against Tottenham, and I want to talk about Rafa Benitez. You know, I like the guy. I think he is a great manager and tactically one of the best. I think in his prime he was on Pep Guardiola levels, but he's steadily but slowly losing my vote for the reassurance that he is able to take Everton to glory. They lost their last 3 games and they just need to make a quick change. Obviously, for Spurs, you've all heard the news. Antonio Conte is officially their new manager. I'm happy for them. I have been asked a lot this at school, by family, on YouTube. What do I think about Antonio Conte going to Spurs instead of United? And I'm just going to give you the honest truth, no bias, I'm not salty, but I am completely fine with it. I just don't think a back 5 is the philosophy United have built upon themselves. I think we like to be a fast attacking team. If he joined a team like Tottenham, which he has, that would be a very, very good manager for them to appoint. Because I think maybe playing Son in a bit more of a central role could really, really help him find a couple more goals. And I do think Tottenham are a team to play well with the back 5. So congratulations to Tottenham. I'm definitely looking forward to this game. And you know what, for Spurs fans, I hope you win, because it will be a new start of a new beginning. I'm going to go 2-1 with a Harry Kane goal. I do think Harry Kane, maybe a new manager, will boost his morale a bit, and maybe we could see him score. On to Leeds, playing at home against Leicester. You know, both teams have played differently to last season, in a bad way, I'm not even going to lie, and I am curious to see who will come out on top. Leeds, they're able to beat top teams, but they let themselves get outplayed too many times. Leicester, on the other hand, can score and defend, but it's the work rate which gets me. In the game, they don't usually dominate possession, and they do look flustered in a lot of the time. I do think a player that can make a very good effect on a game like this would be Jamie Vardy, for the fact that he's known for being clinical and will make the most out of the chances. Even if Leicester aren't getting that much shots, if you give it to Jamie Vardy, 90% of the time it's going to slot it in. 2-1 Leicester. On to our final game, and this is also a very, very good game, and it is West Ham playing at home against Liverpool. The sad fact of this game is that one of them is most likely gonna lose, and that's gonna be sad for the reason that both teams have had such great runs this season. West Ham, they do want top 4, and I do think it is possible. And Liverpool, they want to win the Premier League. And seeing as the league is very, very tight with points, one day you could be first, the next you could be 6th. As a United fan, I hate to admit it, but although every single minute they weren't all over us in the game, they were very, very scary. I mean, every chance they had, they slot it in, and the reason for that is that they have great players in attack. They have fast midfielders, and they are very, very clinical. West Ham, they should be scared. I would play a back 5, and when Liverpool are on the ball, get 8 men behind the ball. I'm going to say 3-1 to Liverpool, with Bowen goals for West Ham and Keita, Mane and Salah to score for Liverpool. Thank you guys so much for watching. Honestly, it means a lot. And if you're new to the channel, click on the channel, look at the videos I'm making, and if you like them, go ahead and subscribe so you can see more on your homepage or subscriptions page. But without further ado, it's been your boy Noah, aka Macca Football, and peace.